Campfire of Dreams is an introspective dive into the purpose of life and why, as humans, we continue to strive for a valid reason to exist. Hello everyone, Vok here, and today I'm going to delve into what makes the Campfire of Dreams chapter so iconic. This is some of the best dialogue within Berserk itself, and Casca and Guts characters experience some real understanding and connection that is a refreshing step forwards following their continuous friction within the manga to around this stage. The moment is very short, but so much is packed into it that really leaves you with a sincere message of controlling destiny and the importance for one to follow their own strongest desires. Casca initiates the conversation by applying fairy dust onto Guts, and despite Guts' initial rejection, with the fading pain he allows Casca to touch him, something Guts has not been shown to do so willingly in the past due to his obvious traumas. This could suggest how calm he feels in Casca's presence, sensing no danger in her actions, and shows the difference of their relationship as of now compared to her hostile movements in the past. Guts attempts to reassure Casca that his wounds are simply a result of his own nature and not her fault. Guts remains adamant throughout the story that his purpose lies within fighting, and to fight 100 men is simply him validating his own existence. However, Guts is not satisfied with this purpose of his, claiming that compared to the efforts of Casca and Griffith, what he does is seemingly irrelevant, as there is nothing that comes from it. Whereas in Guts' eyes, the ambition of Griffith and those around him to achieve something they could bet their entire life on overwhelms Guts' own feelings of fighting with no cause. The setting is very peaceful, both Casca and Guts resting atop a hill overlooking the flames of the army below, with the starry night sky above accompanied by a light breeze. The scene in the anime is equally as peaceful and perhaps one of the calmest moments in the entire story, where nothing seemed it could go wrong. It really is worth rereading once caught up in the manga, as many of the ideals discussed remain a consistent motif throughout the story surrounding characters such as Guts and Griffith. They continue their talk, and we see the solicitous nature of Guts as he describes the motives and desires of his fellow members, with Gaston's dream of opening a clothing shop rather than fighting his entire life, or Nicole's insistence of a promotion in the army to impress a woman he failed to woo with his low status, and it really just shows that Guts cares for his comrades. This is a positive shift in his character, who in the past has remained distant and inconsiderate to the struggles of others. However, his inclusion into the Band of the Hawks has allowed him to expand his social mobility and create true bonds with people that Guts himself never experienced, considering his life of child abuse. Another interesting thing is Casca's reaction when Guts starts explaining his friend's desires, her clueless expression suggesting that she did not expect Guts to care or listen so much to other people, labeling him a mad dog in the past. So for her to realize that Guts truly does have a tentative side to him is a large development in their relationship as they become closer with more understanding. Casca's comments on the amassing of people's hopes being a campfire of dreams is so beautiful, and I know it can be a bonfire of dreams in other translations, but it basically means the same thing. In Casca and Guts' eyes, everyone there contributes towards the blazing inferno named Griffith. I'm willing to bet that Miura purposely described Griffith as a blazing inferno to create subtle foreshadowing at the events that follow. Whilst a fire is warm, an unkept and ravenous fire can become destructive. And this is exactly what Griffith is. His dream is so vast that the tiny dreams of others are swallowed up as a result. This is something that Griffith himself states during his own definition of what a dream is, indirectly talking about himself and his eventual downfall. There are also dreams which, like storms, devour tens of thousands of other dreams. Ultimately, this boils down to the difference between Guts and Griffith's views on where they place humanity in regards to their own self-worth. Contribution versus consumption. Guts values the small flames of others whilst remaining in awe of the larger flame as well, as he simply does not have a purpose beyond swinging his sword and not wanting to die. Guts' life experience has taught him endurance but not passion. This is flipped with Griffith, however, someone who does not care for the smaller flames, and as long as his own flame remains alight, he is the beacon of light that attracts others towards him. He views himself as the honoured one, and therefore entitled to consume everyone else's dreams if it means achieving his own. This is made abundantly clear during the eclipse as Griffith offers up every life of the remaining Hawks to keep his dream alive. He is a blazing inferno that engulfed everyone else, leaving none unharmed, but to the rest of the world he is a fire, simply light, truth and purity. Miura makes us consider our own values in life with the importance of finding oneself amidst the swell of the other people's dreams. To take autonomy with our actions and escape the feeling of aimless wandering is the message, and Guts embodies this through his reveal of wanting to leave the band, at least after the current campaign is over with. Griffith's words to Charlotte deeply affected Guts, as he was mesmerized by the elegance of Griffith's definition of a friend, someone who would never depend upon another's dream. A friend to Griffith is one who is his equal. The utterance of these words is symbolized through the elevated position of Griffith in the moment, with Guts at the bottom of the steps as he feels incomparable to Griffith. Ever since this moment, Guts has considered his own direction in life until he finally accepts his decision must be to leave the Hawks. To become Griffith's equal, he can no longer follow him, and whilst his leaving would spark the collapse of Griffith, it was true to Guts' character, as he has always been a self-dependent struggler in controlling his own destiny. The Campfire of Dreams chapter, alongside Griffith's speech, offers a deep chance to reflect upon ourselves and question whether our own lives contain a purpose so strong that it envelops us completely. Are the people we surround ourselves with giving us opportunities or holding us back? Is our mentality one of conquerors? Personally, I don't believe I have found my true purpose in life, but I remain optimistic, at least to think it will present itself to me as long as I keep searching. It is not something you can rush, and certainly not something you can fabricate, as the hardest person to fool is yourself. To put it simply, Guts wants to chase a dream of the same magnitude as Griffith, which is why he has to leave the Hawks. But it is interesting that even with his antisocial nature, Guts still values other people's dreams more than Griffith himself, hinting at Griffith's true psychopathy. That is going to round up today's video, guys. Let me know your own interpretations of the Campfire of Dreams chapter in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe as it really helps the channel out. I'll be covering the next Berserk chapter out soon, so stay tuned for that. But until then, peace.